Hello friend, this is your Nagendra. Yesterday we have discussed how to test the using CDF command. Today we'll discuss on how to read the external data using VSAM file and SQL databases. This is the overview of the SQL, how the program will read the files and SQL database. This is the overview, functional overview. The program will read here and it go to EIP. EIP nothing but execution interface program. That like a supervised program to work with invoke the main function and ensure any functionality of the program. Then once it is read the EIP, then it will look like a files FCP program, and FCP like a read like a file, whatever the file name you have reading going to read in the command here. This file name here, this is the file name, and CICS attachment facility nothing but what is this? It is an interface between like a application program and CICS and a relational database. It is called like CICS attachment facility. It like once it go to like a FCP file, and all VSAM file will be stored in FCT table. This is one of the most interview questions where the VSAM file stored, like we have to tell it stored in the file control table. If we go what is the FCT file control table, include any entry point for every VSAM file that is to be used in our operation CICS program. This is an interface to read any of the VSAM file, and on the right side you can able to see this is like a database, relational database, our DB2. This is a function overview, and next move today we'll discuss on the topic we have directly there are 4 operations is there by using CICS. We can use by using direct retrieval we can able to do a VSAM file and relational database, and through browsing option also we can able to do a VSAM file and relational database. Today we'll discuss mostly on the how to read the VSAM file using direct retrieval. Just before going a direct retrieval, we'll go a initial basic concept of the VSAM. This is how to read the sequential, and this we have a VSAM having three kick support only 3 files. What are the support a key sequential databases and entry sequential data set and relative record data set. Kick support only 3 files in the VSAM file. One more LDS is there, but Kix does not support the another LDS file that is called RDBS file. And here we will discuss on mostly and focused on 3 files. This is a sequential file, nothing but ESDS file, and this is a keyed sequential file KSDS, and this is a RRDS file. How RRD file will read means by using relative record number. This is the order of sequential. Let's move. This is how the reading of the VSAM ESDS file record to be entered into the data set. Whatever how the VSAM file basic overview of the ESDS. The record is identified to retrieval for displacement from the beginning of the data set using relative byte address. How to read the ESDS file means we can able to read by using relative byte address RB of the file. We'll see in the next screen how to read the RB address. And ESDS having these are the properties of the ESDS. Record can be only added at the end of the data set. We can able to add in the ESDS file at the end of data set only. And record can be updated, but that length cannot be changed. In ESDS, this is a disadvantages. We can able to read the updated, but with the same as the length of the existing record. Records cannot be deleted in ESDS file. Please remember friend, this is the most important. Records cannot be deleted in the ESDS file. Even though if you know the RBA value, you cannot able to delete the ESDS file. And this is how the RBA just now we have seen how to read the ESDS file by using the relative byte address. How the RBA address will store this is record 1 and this is record 2 and this is the record 3. The record 1 of the RBA nothing but 0, and record 1 2 of the RBA is 100, and this is a whole length one record having 100 bytes starting of 0 and to 100 like a record 1 contains 100 bytes. Similarly, record 2 contains the starting from 100 to 200 bytes. This whole like total is 100 bytes. And record 3 having 200 to 250, 200 to 350. Total it is a 350 bytes. Total up to here 350 bytes. And what is an RWA? You can able to see that how to read the record 3 of the RB of the record 3 is like 200, means if you given I want to read the record 3 means, so what is an RBA, we have to give the value is like 200. If you are given the RBA is equal to 200, it will read the record 3. This is what they are explained. Relative byte address is an offset of the record from the beginning of the data set. Indirectly we will say like a RBA nothing but offset value. What is an offset? Means starting position of the record. To retrieve the record directly, not in a sequence in ESDS, you have to keep track of the record RBA associated with RBA of the content of the record. We cannot, if you want to read the direct retrieval by using ESDS file, we have to know RBA of the record. Like here, I want to read the record 3 of the record 3, you have to give RBA is equal to 200. Similarly, I want to read the record 2, then you have to give RBA is equal to 100. If I want to give RBA record 1, then RBA is equal to 0. Similar like this is like a KSDS file. How the KSDS file, no, we already know most of the 90% of the bank will use like a KSDS file because it is having these are the properties of the advantages. Records can be accessed using key with having fixed length and position. Each record can also retrieved by using RBA. Record can be in the KSDS file we can able to read by using key of the field, even RBA address. And record can be read in sequentially or directly. And record have been added anywhere, updated and deleted. In ESDS file previously we told like records can be updated and cannot be deleted, but even the record have been updated only for the fixed length record. But here the record can be added anywhere, updated and deleted. This is the advantage of most advantage of the KSDS file. The organization KSDS include two components, that is data and index. You well aware about KSDS file. And let's move like a RRDS file. How the RRDS file structure having, this is the slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, similar like a till slot 6. We can able to see some property. Data set can be consist of number of fixed length record which are sequenced in ascending relative record number. This is like in RRDS we can able to the records stored in the ascending order like having with the number. If the slot contain the record data or can be empty, the slot having physically like having can be slot having empty. If you want going to try to add the record 3, already there is slot having empty, it will going to directly insert into the record 3. We can see some properties. Record can be accessed sequentially or directly by using relative record number. If you know the relative record number 3, 4, 5, if you want, even though if you are deleting some of the record 4, the record 4 will get deleted and slot can be empty here. Similar like here already the record has been deleted. I am trying to insert the record. So the previously like once you deleted the slot is empty, but if you are going to try to add again record 3, it will get inserted into the same slot. That's why the free space empty is here in RRDS. Next, moving to how the program organization will store for the VSAM file. We have to in working storage section we have to define the record layout definition and the record ID field. We'll discuss like what is the record ID field, nothing but key of the field. And the linkage section we have execution interface block. In the procedure, generally we will give the read command, the file key. Before reading the file, we have to move the identify what is the record key of the file. Here some of the questions is there related for the VSAM. Why there are no file definition in CICS application program? See friends, in generally like we have like a FCT is there, file control table. That's why we are not going to specify any of the CICS application explicitly anywhere. That's why the file attributes are defined in FCT for each file. That's the reason there is no file definition has been declared. And here one more question, like when files are opened. Files are opened by CICS, means in generally COBOL program will open the file, open file command, input and output mode, and we have seen like extended and some of the closed file, open file, close file. These are the commands is there in normal COBOL file, COBOL commands. But in CSS we don't have to specifically explicitly open the CSS files. We can like a VSAM file. Immediately after the system has been initialized requested in FCT, the file will get open here. And means like once you declare the files in FCT table, so files will get automatically open in once you are going to initiate the program. And here like what is in a record identification field, RID field. What is an RID field? Nothing but record key here. Similar like a relative byte address for the ESDS file, and RBA RRDS file, it is called like a RR number, and parcel key we'll discuss. This is the most important question, boys. Like what is the parcel key? They will ask some of the sometimes in the interview questions. Parcel key nothing but here the my full key means record having the like a 6 bytes. I know the only the 3 characters. There's in that case I am using like a parcel key syntax here. Nothing but this is a whole key, and I am giving like here the key length of the parcel key. Nothing but I am giving only 3 characters. I don't know the full record key. I do, that's why I am giving here key length nothing but here 3 characters. The only 100 star means the record file will read whatever the wherever the records having 100, starting of the 100 again it will read whole till it contain having 100 characters. From 100 to it will read whole of the file. That's why it is giving like a key length is 3. If a given key length is equal to 110, the file will read from here, because I have given the position wherever the first 3 characters only I know. If a given key length is equal to 4, like a 1001, then it will read only till up to here only. The four records only it will read, because I want to read only the 4 characters. The record identification field contain the key of the record field, how to read the format and content very depend on the VSAM file organization. For KSDS file, the key specified can be full key or can be parcel key, and the key length must be provided when using the parcel key. Means this is the most important question. The parcel key can be used only for the KSDS file. We cannot use for RRDS and ADS file. That's why they are telling like key length must be provided using parcel key, that it support only for the KSDS file. The RID field must be large enough to accommodate full record key even though during the parcel key read request. In addition to what is mean by like in RID field you have to give the full key of the data area, what you are going, whichever the record you are going to, even though if you are giving the parcel key of the field. And next, in addition to relative byte address can be used instead of the actual key value for the KSDS. KSDS we can able to do like a RBA also using the RBA number. But in ESDS we have to use RID field contain the 4-byte binary RBA, means you should know the full key of the value. Similar like RRES file, RIDS file contains the full record, full 4-byte binary relative record number. RRDS file also should know like all full key of the record file. We'll see like how the syntax, like this is how syntax for the read command. Reading retrieve the file record, read file name, and into data area, working storage area, and the length, what is the length of the file you are going to read. And this is the same like RID field. Previously we have seen this is a data area, nothing but working storage field. Similar like we have, this is the default value. If you want to specifically mention whatever the which file you are going to read, you can able to see this is in the square bracket, means it is an optional. We have to use any one of the value, RBA or RRDR number, and this is also in the square bracket. Whichever having square bracket, those are like optional value. Here the length also it is an optional. See, you can able to see the in the VS Cobalt 2 the length option is optional command, like to read the fixed length record. Only the length option is required for the variable length record. And generic, this is also optional because it is only for valid for the KSDS file, that's why it is optional. And if you are going to use like a KSDS file to retrieve the parcel key, then you have to use generic command along with the key length parameter. And here like a default is an equal, and here like we have one more parameter called greater than or equal. We can able to see the parcel key request, the length of the parcel key must be specified in the key length, and the generic option must be coded on the read command. If you are going to use the parcel key command, the key length parameters should be used along with the generic option. These are the mandatory questions. This is the mandatory syntax for the parcel key, and this is the most important point. How to read like this is a sample query syntax, like how to read like in the procedure is a normal real-time scenario, how it is working. I am using the record length is an 80 character, moving 82 record length. Here record length we should not use any value here in the command syntax. Read command we have to use always the working storage value. If you are going to try to move any value, we have to use a working storage variable only. See here I am using the record length S904 com 2 bytes, it is record key. The value of the record key it like a move into here. Friends, how do you know whether I am using like a RRDS, KRDS and ESDS file? Means this is an ESDS file. If you are going to specify any RRDS, means we have to specify RR number, RRN here. Like if you are going to use ESDS file, you must specify the RBA of the here beside. Then only you can assume that this is like a ESDS file, RRDS file. But here if they are not giving any of the value, then it is considered like a ESDS file. If you know this, let me go understand how the parcel key will read. These are some scenarios here. This is my file having these are the records in the record file RID field numbers. We can be able to see some scenario how it is working the parcel key. The parameters coded in the read command nothing but I have given only RID field as a nothing but RID field, and default is in here the equal parameter. If you go like a previous screen, RID field I have given and default is in here equal because here underscore. If you go like RID field I have given I have not given any generic and key length parameter, I have given only equal. So it will check like the record is present in the VSAM file, the file A. So the whatever key of the field I have given, it is there here because I have given 6 characters. Next to move like one more condition, I have given RID field is in 870. Let go here I have given equal parameter. Let we go see 870 is there. No, record is not found. So I have given the error well after reading I got like a record not found error. Similar like I have given 870, but I have given use greater than or equal. Once you given the greater than or equal, list it will read the next record after the 870 is 983. So it will read the 983 record. Similar like we will check for the generic and key length parameter with some of the example. See here like the syntax is RID field we have to give only the 4 characters of the field. Like a key length is a 4, here the value is the key length is 4. And here default is an equal, I have given default is equivalent, and you are using the key length parameter, you should use like a generic option parameter. So here the S is given, here key length is RID field is a 9, wherever the starting position of the 9 characters, first 4 it will read 007, so this is not correct, and the 4 character it matches this one, so it will read the first record 983. Let's move to the one more condition. In a similar like a 09, I have given 08 in the RID field and 4 characters. You can able to see the wherever the first four characters is 8, any starting of the language, no, none of the record is there. So I will get like a not found error. It will not read like a whatever equally you given, so it will not read. Let move like this is the most important point. I given RID field is in a 008. I given greater than or equal, and key length is 4, and this is the generic parameter. Let move, it will read the 983 because wherever the first starting of the four characters, even though I given greater than or equal, it will read the first record, this record. Let's move like these are the exceptional condition, means we will get like whenever the read command is happen, these are the some exceptional condition, like what are the errors we will get like well after reading the command. These are like processing information like not found. We'll see not found error means common for a direct retrieval, only for a not found will come if you are going to read in the direct retrieval. Record with your specified key is not found in the file. Similarly, end file will come only for the browse, because in the direct retrieval we are giving the key of the file. That's why it is not found. You will get like not found. If it is the end of file, means you are reading the sequential in the one by one record. Then at the end of the file only you will get a end file. That is only for the browsing option, and you are reading the file in the sequential order. And this is like application program error. What is an invalid request? What is an invalid request here? And file not found here. What is the name? File name is not found in the FCT table. And illogic, this is a VSAM error code, like a general logic error, you will get it. And this is the external condition. These are like some of the external condition. IO error, disable, not open. Disable, your file is open but it is disabled. File is not open here. If your file is not able to open, this is the most important questions. You have to give like a CMT command input file name here, open or close here. You can able to do like a open enable here. Once you open it, the file is open, ready to read the file. If you want to go close the file, similar like CMT file name, close, disable. These are the some most important syntax here. CMT, this is the only syntax for the CMT input file operations. And this is like a how to test like exceptional conditions. This is like a similar like a error code not equal to DFH resp of normal, or we can use like a error code equal to DFH resp not found condition. These are the two error handling routines. Yeah, that's all friend for the direct retrieval for the VSAM file. And tomorrow we'll discuss like how to read the direct retrieval using the relative database. Thank you friends. If you like my content, please like and subscribe my channel. Please share to your friends to understand the CSS application.